Hi, my loves. Today I decided I wanted to do a general message for the collective. That means I'm just going to be reading and seeing what I pick up for my viewers. And if something does not resonate, please don't take it. This is going to be a general reading. There's no piles to pick. Just take what does resonate and leave what doesn't. Apply it to your situation however you can. Otherwise, don't force it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's just start pulling. All right, so very first thing that comes up, guys, I see protection here against negative energy. So if you guys have been feeling kind of wonky lately, or maybe you've been wondering if your protection's not good enough, maybe you just did a protection ritual, I see that it was effective. However, there's still some negative energy here. So your protection is positive. You are protected against misfortune, in like the sense of bad luck or spiritual mishap. However, it might be very beneficial for you guys to work on a cleansing. Maybe this negative energy is still kind of lingering and you need another cleansing, but you're protected from anything further for now. You know what I mean? Spirit, can you elaborate on this for my viewers? Okay. And the other one, blue, of course. Okay. So part of this is that you guys might be going through a reawakening. You're coming into some sort of power, some sort of spiritual power. This would be specifically, I would say. However, there is a little bit of confusion. Some of you might be excessively confused about the situation. Maybe you're not really understanding that you're going through a reawakening, a rebirth. You're basically evolving. And there's something someone is very stubborn about here. So you guys might be feeling stubborn about a mindset that you have about this, like, protection or your spirituality. You might be stubborn about what it feels like to be reborn or to evolve. And you need to change your mindset a little bit, because something you think is happening here might not be the full truth. It's mostly just your stubborn mindset. So what's some advice about this situation? Some advice about this situation. It looks like you guys might be dealing with, okay, so there's a few options here. You're either dealing with a man and a woman, or you're dealing with an angry man, or you're dealing with a pregnant woman. I see a possibility of 3 different people here, and there's something about bad business practice. There's something about a corrupt group or a corrupt workplace, something about corruption with money or finances, some sort of bad business practice having to do with all of these people or one of these people or both of them that you're dealing with here. So what should the collective do about this? So you guys are working on learning your lessons about arguments or fighting. So you guys already know, like, okay, is this worth my time or not? And I don't see that you guys are fighting for anything less than you deserve. You guys aren't really fighting at all anymore, honestly. I feel like arguments have come to a halt or a stop, and you're still kind of working on figuring out how to navigate things without maybe aggression, or figuring out how to deal and navigate with aggression when you're not the aggressor. You know what I mean? What else is going on with the collective right now? Next up, I see some very powerful intuition here. I got almost the exact same reading earlier on my TikTok. So somebody came from TikTok to see this video as well. So welcome back, or maybe a few of you, I'm not sure. I have been posting on TikTok more recently. But anyway, moving forward, I see that somebody here is psychic or very highly intuitive. We are all born with spiritual gifts, and you guys are using them right now, which is excellent. You guys are in tune. However, it seems like, not however, sorry, that was the wrong closure, whatever, I'm tired. That was the wrong word. I see that, okay, so you guys have a feeling about something related to one of the following: an aggressive person, being too alone in a battle, or health. One of those 3 things. So it could be that maybe you feel like someone's fighting their battles alone and you want to help them. It could be yourself. It could be that you feel like somebody's aggressive or weird, or there's something going on with another person. Or you feel like there's something related to your health or someone else's health that's happening. And it is all correct, whichever one you're feeling. It's one or like maybe a couple of them. I wouldn't say all three. I will say, though, that the Queen of Wands is upright, so this would represent positive health or healing your health. So if you guys are trying to do something to better your health, it's working. If you feel like somebody is getting better or maybe lying about being sick, it's true. You know what I mean? So what else about this for the collective? I see that you guys might be feeling overwhelmed, very stressed. With the Ten of Wands in reverse, this represents excessive stress, maybe overthinking stress. Like, you're overthinking things and it becomes a bigger stressor because you don't know the exact answer. It seems like you guys are choosing, or you're about to choose, to put less energy into something or to work on some sort of lethargy. I believe that you're choosing to put less energy towards an immature person or a specific child. This immature person could be a woman or a female, or you guys are choosing to choose yourselves right now instead of this other person or child because you need to take action on yourselves. And don't ever blame yourself for that. You guys are working on balancing yourselves, and this is excellent. What else do we have for the collective today? Next up, you might be putting some energy towards a fire or earth sign, or a slightly immature male, but not fully immature. They're not crazy. They're just not super mature. You guys are choosing to put energy towards them, or they're choosing to put energy towards you. What's about this situation for the collective? Decision. Okay. This is going to help you investigate a decision regarding an immature man or a child. It seems like this person here, this slightly immature person, might help you decide what to do with a child or a very immature person. They're going to either help you obtain a new perspective, or they're going to help you investigate, or this person just interacting with them is somehow going to help push you to do this stuff, to make this decision, to investigate. Or maybe these are the same people and you're finally going to decide to investigate and look into this immature person and make a decision finally. What's the decision that should be made? What's the decision that should be made for the collective about this? Okay, the decision should be that you take action instead of waiting or being patient. What else? It also looks like you guys should realize submissiveness towards comfort. So this tells me that you should take action and step outside of your comfort zone. What else is going on for the collective today? Or just in general? What else does the collective need to know? Okay, you guys are about to make a decision that brings a painful ending. Or you're about to make a decision about a painful ending that's already happened. Details, please, Spirit. Okay, so right now you're waiting on something that's going to bring you success. You guys are waiting for a battle to be won. What's this battle? What's this battle for the collective? This battle is against some sort of negative spiritual energy. This could be a person, this could be casting, like a spiritual battle. This could be a place or a situation. It's just something that's like negative energy. It's different for everyone, but maybe a little more details. A little more details on this battle. Maybe a relationship or a partnership. Okay, so this battle that you're waiting to win so you're waiting on a battle right now. This battle is a negative connection that you're involved in. This connection is a relationship, partnership, or union of a friends. This isn't someone you could be married, but very less common for whoever's watching right now. I mostly see a relationship, partnership, friendship, or a union of some sort. Something that maybe hasn't been going on for too long or isn't excessively serious, I would say. You guys are waiting to win the battle here, and this relationship, this connection is considered very negative. So what I see here is that you guys are already have or are about to make a decision that might not be fun, and it might be a little painful, but you're going to make a decision to end this connection. So what is the waiting about then, Spirit? What is the waiting about? Okay, so the waiting is happening because somebody is in poor health, whether that's physical or mental. So an example, if you guys, okay, this is a prediction for just a couple of you. Please do not freak out if this doesn't resonate. Remember, this is general. Somebody might be aware of somebody passing soon. One of you guys might be aware that someone's going to pass soon, and you're waiting for it to happen, and it's going to, and somehow it's going to release you from this negative situation. Whether this negative situation is the person passing, or if that is like a negative bond that you have. Maybe you have a perfect relationship with this person passing, but something about their energy is actually causing you misfortune while you're involved with them, and you're not going to realize that until they're gone. So that could be for a couple of people, and that's what I see happening there. I see the passing happening from a sickness. So this is something you're already aware of. This is nothing new, nothing randomly, like I'm not dropping a death bomb on you, okay? For those of you that this does not resonate with, I would say that you guys are aware of an illness, either on yourself or this other person here, this partner or connection. You're aware of illness or sickness, or maybe this has to do with like an area of like, you know, working in the health industry or something like that. And it seems like you deciding to wait because of this sickness is what's going to be successful, or someone's going to get sick, or a sickness will be proven, or an illness will, because the illness is the important part here. Like it's talking about improvement, really. It's talking about the illness. I still don't understand what's the waiting about. Why do they have to wait? You guys have to wait because there's a lack of information right now. Okay, so right now you're choosing to do things alone, and with you doing things alone, there's a lack of information or a lack of evidence of something. So this illness is somehow going to be your evidence. So right now while you're waiting, this illness or sickness or something in the health department is going to come up. Yes, you know, successfully with the Chariot upright, it's going to actually happen. So like you guys are maybe hoping to get some sort of evidence or information about something. And your evidence or information will be a sickness or an illness. And that will show you your proof of whatever you're asking about. And that's what's going to help you win the battle. And then that's when you're going to choose to end things. Or you already have ended things, but you're still kind of looking for evidence and it's going to come up. So your guys' evidence is going to come up, and you're going to successfully be able to sever this negative partnership or negative connection. And for those of you who might be losing a loved one, I'm very sorry for your loss. Just know that everything happens for a reason. Yes, even the bad things, because not everything is bad. Sometimes it's just our time to go, and we don't all get to live long lives. Okay. Big Spirit, what else do we have for the collective today? What else does the collective need to know? Okay. There might be a loss for someone here in some sort of instability because of stubbornness. So someone might have been so stubborn that they got themselves stuck in an unstable situation, and now you have to deal with the loss of that situation. And that's okay because you're learning, hopefully. Now this loss might be a little bit painful and it might not be fun. However, you're currently in a blockage because of this instability or this stubbornness, this stubborn energy. You're currently in a blockage by somebody's negative business dealings. So negative financial situation, dishonesty in money, corruption in money, something like that, like landlord situation or a business that's for profit, you know, something like that. You're in a blockage with this situation right now because you got yourself in it. So advice for the collective to get out of this. So your advice is to first off, stop overthinking, because you guys aren't asking enough questions. Once you start asking questions to whoever this is about, or like an advisor that can help you with this situation, you're going to start resolving problems, because right now you're in Sorry, I dropped a card. Right now you're in a little bit of a standstill because you have a lack of information or a lack of questions answered, so your mind's just rambling. Once you start asking these questions and getting the advice you need, which is what the Nine of Cups represents, is receiving advice, you're going to resolve this situation. Now, this doesn't mean that you're not going to experience loss, okay? What's going to be lost in this situation for the collective? What's this loss? This loss is honestly not even that bad. Like, this loss seems like you're being forced to go through this loss because of your past decisions, but it's helping you grow. Like, there's some sort of past mistreatment or neglect that this situation has to do with, and you're losing the neglectful situation, basically. In the past, you maybe made a bad decision to manifest something or ask for something or wish for something that wasn't for you, and you dealt with it. You know, it's okay. We all make mistakes. We have to learn somehow. And you're going to start growing once you lose this, whatever this is. What are they losing? I want to know a little bit more about that. Yeah, literally, like, I can't be more specific than that. You guys are losing abuse. You're losing toxicity. You're losing neglect. You guys are losing a battle, but it's not really seeming like it's a loss. You know what I mean? So, like, you're losing something, but you're being, like, okay, so, like, let's say you got a dress, okay, and then you ripped it up, so you returned it and got a refund for the exact same amount, even though that dress was damaged. It's kind of like that. You're being rewarded for your efforts and given double what you had before because you're choosing to accept this loss. This loss might seem super scary right now because of all the overthinking, but it's not going to be forever. And you're going to start to see that. You're going to start to see the improvement, and you're going to start to feel more free, basically, honestly. It's pretty cool. I think that's a really good message. Just don't be afraid of change. What else does the collective need to know? What else does the collective need to know? Okay, if you guys are stuck on a divorce right now, or stuck on whether or not you should separate a contract, or you're stuck because of depression or sadness, what is the advice for this? The advice is to do something new. You guys are able to ascend a little bit and raise your vibration and go through a reawakening if you choose to do something new or something different. So if you are going through a divorce, that would probably recommend going through with the divorce. Or if you've been divorced like 700 times, maybe don't divorce this time and try to fix it, you know. If you guys are stuck in depression or sadness, do something new because you might have an interest that you haven't discovered yet. If you're trying to figure out if you should separate a contract and you're stuck about it, do something new. Would you usually separate the contract, or have you been leaning towards, oh, I don't want to step outside of my comfort zone? Step outside of your comfort zone. See where it leads you. Let's get one last message. My phone's about to die. One last message for the collective, please, Spirit. Okay, there's a woman younger than you. What about this woman? Or they're considered immature, but usually not with the Queen of Swords upright. Okay, there's a younger woman, or maybe they're just not super old. It's usually either younger than you or just not extremely old. Like, they're under the age of 40, or if you're like 50 or 60, which I don't really see anybody that old watching my videos, so if you are, welcome. You know, they're going to be younger than you, either younger than you or under the age of 40. This is a woman who is considered to be in power or of leadership. What about this woman is significant for the collective? This woman is going to choose to separate from you guys. This woman's going to choose to separate from you or break something like a contract or break a union. And this is going to cause you confusion because of something to do with pregnancy or motherhood, or maybe this is your mom. I don't know, a separation with your mom, or your mom's going to go through separation, or there's some sort of separation related to a younger woman, or a woman under the age of 40. And there's confusion surrounding pregnancy or motherhood. What is that about? It seems like this separation is because of something financial, or this separation is financial. So you're going to receive news that something is unsuccessful and a separation needs to happen, and I see maybe debt happening because of this, or just a negative financial situation. However, the overall situation comes out on top for you because you're going to grow from this separation. Advice for the collective on this. So advice is, don't overthink this too much once this happens, because you're going to get sick from it. You're going to get sick from overthinking. Just let it happen. If you need to figure something out, you can investigate, but don't keep on creating thoughts in your head without any facts. Take a breath, meditate, relax, and see what you need to do, and feel yourself grounding, and just kind of get back to earth before you start freaking out. I don't know if you're already aware of this, and if you are, you need to calm down now. But if you haven't come across it yet, maybe you're feeling like something's going to happen and you're starting to freak out already, and this is just going to freak you out more. Or once it happens, you're like, oh God, what do I do? I'm going to freak out. Relax. There's something better for you. What is better? What is better is something you're afraid of, something that's new, something you're afraid of, something that scares you or gives you anxiety is actually going to be really good for you. This is something that you're going to have to step outside of your comfort zone for, so something you haven't really done before probably. If you have, it was a long time ago. Something new is going to come out of this for you, and it's going to remove you from stress and instability. Okay, so even though you may take a hit somewhere, like maybe you lose 50 credit points, I don't know. Yes, but you're going to finally have a chance to catch that up and get double those points back. You know what I mean? So you are going through a tough time, and this news is going to happen, but you're going to come out on top, and everything is happening for a reason. Things will start to get better, and this is only a step up. You have to kind of sometimes be broken down to, sometimes you have to break things down, rebuild them to get on top, because maybe it wasn't tall enough at first. But then if you reassemble it and put the pieces in the right place, it's tall enough and you can finally reach the top. Okay, so I'm going to end this video here. For anybody here that is feeling unattractive, please don't think that way. Everybody is attractive. We are all beautiful in our own way. No matter what, you don't have to do anything to yourself unless you want to. And everyone is beautiful in their own way, okay? You're beautiful, and you'll find somebody someday to tell you that as well, if you haven't yet. I'm going to end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget about my TikTok channel. And if you need a personal reading, you can find my Etsy in the link below. It's Guys Tarot ETC. Bye, guys.